You're watching Capital One Bowl Mania.
Boise State, ranked 25th in the country and champions of the Mountain West, taking the field at Sam Boyd Stadium in the 2017 Las Vegas Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania, and waiting on the other side in apple green unis, Mario Cristobal's Oregon Ducks. Cristobal just got the job a little over a week ago. He leads Oregon in as head coach for the first time.
Oregon defense.
Throwing a little screen to Ryan Wolpen. Wolpen gets a first down and is across the 40.
At that line of scrimmage.
Now put him in the spin cycle. Flip it out to Wolpen, and he tumbles into the end zone. Touchdown, Boise State.
Was that style points? I mean, it didn't really do anything. It was just out to the receivers again. You know, I don't know what this is. Here we go. Here we go.
It's Vegas, baby. A little showbiz, a little entertainment, sweetheart. A little pirouette.
LC would have loved that.
Oh yeah. That was international champion, Philip Fulmer at Tennessee. Second down and 10. Rippin's got a man out there. It's Monster in the secondary. He's inside the 20 before he's finally dragged down by Amati, and Boise State's in business again.
Well, Monster's a guy that got better as the season went on, but this really starts with Rippin and the offensive line. Look at the amount of time that he has to be able to come off his first read. He goes to the second read and eventually makes the throw, and they leave the middle of the field open. It was the matchup that we just talked about. Amati is a safety, has corner ability, but when you get...
Now at running back, Rippin wants to throw instead. Rippin throwing it into traffic, and it's intercepted. Arian Springs, a very poor... A lot of speedy, shifty guys at receiver, certainly guys who can run, including that guy in the backfield, and Tony Brooks-James didn't hold on to it. The ball's loose. Let's see if they're going to call it a catch and say he never held on to it. The officials are saying fumble and giving Boise the ball, but I'm sure they'll look at it again. You know who was in the middle of it. Leighton Vander Esch was the guy.
Smart thing for the officials. Allowed it to be a catch, and it could be considered a fumble. They can always review it. And there's Vander Esch. Again, that big middle linebacker in space against the quickest.
A little different area of the field with soft tosses into the end zone. Recipe for trouble. Happened in our game and in this one. This one's on the money. Wilson's on his way. Rip into Wilson. Cedric.
Big tight end right here. Watch him work to the middle. And he's almost about to size up the Oregon defender that's running with Cedric Wilson. He gets him just enough to have to get him off of his ability to stay with the receiver. And he just couldn't stay with him. But a nice crossing route. Kind of a rub.
It was handled, and they wanted Cristobal, but they haven't exactly come out. And another football on the ground, and Boise's all over it if they can corral it. And Boise State has knocked another one loose.
28, the nickelback. He's 5'10" and 175 pounds. And they blitz him here, and he gets to the quarterback. Herbert, no awareness to feel that pressure. And the undersized nickel gets in there and again knocks the ball.
See if Hogarth has an extra yard in it. On the way, and in game. Hayden Hogarth missed from 42, this one from 39. Kick on the way, and this one is Boise then. Oregon fans hoping that the Cristobal era will turn out quite that well. It's quite too early to say. Into the middle, and it's picked off. Intercepted right over the middle, and the play is made.
Happel does a good job. Look at the eyes of the quarterback. He's looking to the middle, trying to look off the safety, which he did, but he didn't even see Jordan Happel. He throws it right into his arms for a turnover. Or been around, period. I think that says a lot about the respect he has for him.
The heat on Herbert. That looks like an interception, and it's going the other way. Looks like a pick six, and Kekala Kaniho. Touchdown.
The receiver, you know, he's creating. He's improvising. The receiver, Charles Nelson, goes downfield. Instead of cutting out, it's easy to look at Herbert and say, what's he doing? But I'm up going downfield, so a miscommunication. And Kaniho, who has his second interview, the 2 timeouts.
Good protection for Rippin. Rippin right on the money, and it'll be a first down. Quite a bit. Rippin taking the snap. Cosart's in motion.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Statue of Liberty working, and the Ducks have it. And Troy Dye keep his feet. That might be the break they needed. Troy Dye. I got your Statue of Liberty, and I'm taking it the other way. Touchdown, Oregon. Every now and then,
because whoever wins emerges more than likely with home field advantage.
Rippin trying to get it back, and he's got his man. It's Wilson, Cedric Wilson.
Is down, but look at this. He's tested pretty good position. The ball is just perfectly thrown. And there's the speed there by Wilson, despite the injury. Whatever is hampering him and slowing him down, he could try to get into the way of a defender.
Also, remember the timeouts are gone, and there's another interception. And now Oregon has an opportunity. Going the other way is number 2, Tyree Robinson. He's on his way to the house. End-to-end, consecutive, huge.
Instead of waiting to make sure and then throwing it.
Down in 15 facing Rippin. Jelk's trying to apply some heat. Wilson sees the ball before the defense, savvy to get to it.
And we just talked about the body control, the way he's able to read the ball. He comes back. The freshman never found the football. Lenore never saw it, but the veteran Wilson sees up. Very least try to force a field goal.
Rippin finds his tight end cutting underneath, staying on his feet, headed toward the pylon. Touchdown, Alec Dayens.
This is textbook you see in college football a lot by defensive backs. Using his shoulder and not wrapping up. You saw him pat his chest saying, my fault. And the reason he's saying it, he's in great position right there. Just wrap up. But I know he's a big tight end. At 6'3", 250 pounds, and you're under to score a touchdown. He got to him and he thought, wow, you're big. 6'6", 225.
Herbert to the end zone again. Touchdown, Brendan.
Under 2 minutes, most importantly, you can see Boise State brought pressure. They brought the blitz. One of the few times we've seen the secondary out of.
Third touchdown catch of the season for Schooler. Extra point is true, and Jeff was trying to play Georgia Tech. A game called off because of the hurricane. Rippin throwing deep and lays it right in on that route and that throw.
Yeah, they've done it. They've done it all day. They've done it throughout the last few years. But you maybe haven't seen a ton of Cedric Wilson. It's a shame because he's one of the top receivers in the country. A tall guy at 6'3", body control. This is about the ball, the placement of the ball.
They certainly have all day. Look at there's the pirouette. Now we're going to a pirouette and a couple of dance steps. They scored off that pirouette move earlier, and there's the knockout punch.
Performance by Boise coming into this bowl game. You always wonder about incentive and who might.
Will be in the offseason, how that work goes and how the Ducks respond, what types of changes might be made as a result of this. Herbert throwing it deep, and Mitchell makes the catch and looked back like he was looking for somebody to come chase him, but he gets down inside the 10. Or a friend to lateral it to or something.
Yeah, but Jalen Walker, again, leaving these corners on islands with the lead, and it looked like Mitchell may have run out of bounds. I don't know if he was pushed
close,
out of bounds. For a new coach, they haven't gone away. They keep competing.
Herbert firing to the end zone, and this time it is Johnson with the catch.
Odds are Young could have come back and win this game, but this team could have shut things down. And many of their fans have left. I mean, they could have get back last few possessions. They've done a much better job, been able to get points on the board than anything.
200 yards receiving, scored a touchdown as
just finishing, finding a way, and that's what we did today.
Your defense didn't allow an offensive touchdown until the fourth quarter. What did that group do well?
Well, yeah, we